Welcome back to CryptosRus. I am George. We're all George. So, is it possible that XRP can pump to $40 by end of year? Well, one person thinks so. And I'm going to break it down and see if this prediction is realistic or not. So, let's talk about this. Let's talk about Bitcoin overall. And let's talk about everything else that relates to crypto. So, let's do this. Welcome, guys. Today, overall, has been a pretty positive day. Bitcoin still above 30,000. XRP, of course, is still pumping almost to 84 cents now, just slowly coming up from 70 cents all the way up to 83, 84 cents. Will it continue? Will it hit $1? Will it hit $6 or $40 by end of year? Let's discuss that. And also, let's discuss overall today's a pretty good day. And there's something that someone reminded me of, but I'll get to that in a little bit. But let's just jump right in here. What's going on with Ripple? Okay. Well, first of all, those of you guys that's been holding on for a long time, you know what's happened. I don't have to explain to you the whole SEC ruling, but ever since then, there's been so much excitement, so much rumors about how many banks are going to be jumping in utilizing XRP now. Now that it's a non-security, all these banks are poised to jump and embrace Ripple and XRP. Supposedly, there's over 4,000 banks waiting to jump in and utilize XRP. Okay, so that's a large number. We don't know if this is true. People just reported it. And this is reported on ETH News, by the way, not Ripple News. So I don't know how true this is. But I do hear that there are a lot of banks that want to use XRP as a bridge currency to transfer money between different nations, different states, right? And if so, that's going to drive demand way, way higher. By the way, I found this really cool graphics showing XRP being transferred across the world in real time. Okay, there's trading pairs, right, with USDT, and then there's also fiat against like USD and euros, right? It's pretty cool. It's pretty cool if you look at this. Yeah, that looks pretty good. So if those 4,000 banks jump in, you're going to see a lot more lines flowing through, okay, everywhere. So, but it looks pretty cool. A lot of transactions going on. Okay. But in addition, we have Ripple also investing $54 million. This is a large investment into something called FutureVerse. And this is a whole ecosystem of everything. Okay. Infrastructure for metaverse, for dApps, for new tokenization standards, okay, for everything. It's a suite of protocols, and everything built within will be utilizing XRP as gas, okay? And basically, it's like a whole infrastructure. So that's why Ripple is investing in FutureVerse, because they want to not only be a bridge currency to be used by the banks, but also to be a legit layer 1 chain by dApps. Right now, there's not a whole lot of dApps. There's barely any DEXs. There's like one DEX, right? But what they want is to have more dApps. More DEXs come in, okay? More games come in. More metaverses come in. More standards. All on top of XRP Ledger, utilizing XRP. And if this vision comes true, it's definitely going to make XRP a lot more interesting, okay? Because right now, those of us that don't like XRP know that, well, it's kind of like, it's kind of created for institutions. It's kind of created for the banks, right? And, it's not really created for the people, for the dApp makers, right? For the ones that truly want a fast, scalable chain and also decentralized, right? But that's what Ripple wants to do, kind of go in that direction. And if they can successfully move in that direction, that will be absolutely fantastic. That will be absolutely fantastic, right? And that's why there's one person that thinks that if you're looking at what happened in 2017, okay, when Ripple went up 560% out of nowhere, it broke out of a trend, right? If we mimic that right now, XRP will hit $1.70 this month, $6 in August, and $40 in September. I was nice and said $40 by the end of the year. But according to Crypto Bull, XRP will hit $40 by September, not even by the end of the year. And he's just using a silly fractal pattern to compare previous pumps to now, right? But, even the most bullish XRP people will recognize that that is virtually impossible because of the market cap. And I'm bringing this up because I know a lot of people are very excited about XRP and thinks XRP will go higher, which I believe will happen, right? Even if XRP hits $1.70 by the end of the year, that will be fantastic, okay? $6 by end of 2025, fantastic. $40 is just unbelievable, and here's why, in case you guys don't know, because at $40, that's how many X's? I did the math before. That's a lot of X's, so that is approximately 48 times, okay? The price has to go up 48 times to reach $40. And if you do the math and you do that 48 times by 43 billion, okay, that's billion, by the way, you're going to get a market cap of $2 trillion. Are we going to see the market cap of XRP go from 43 billion to 2 trillion by September? No, we're not. That's why we're not going to see that. Okay, so that's why for a lot of you guys that don't know how market cap is derived, right, and don't know what the potential of a coin is, well, do some math, okay, and realize that you're not just going to have $2 trillion flow into XRP, pumping at $40 immediately within months, okay? That's just not going to happen. But can it happen one day, okay, sometime in the future, 2030 or 2050 or 2100, okay? If it continues to expand and continues to be embraced by people and dApps and banks, maybe, but that's not going to happen right now. But I do still think XRP is poised to go higher. Definitely. The momentum is still here. You could see 77% for the last week, right? 6% today alone. I think it will continue because of this cloud, which used to be the SEC, has dissipated. So now there's more reason for people to get hopeful, excited, and possibly some of these banks will start approaching XRP, right? But there are still problems. XRP still faces centralization issues, okay? I didn't know this, but the XRP ledger is only powered by 100 nodes. That's a very tiny amount. Most centralized projects have a small number of nodes, but 100 is actually quite small. Okay, so that's number one. And number two is a very large amount of XRP is still being held by Ripple. Okay, it was above 50%. It may be slightly under 50%, but they're still holding vast majority of it. Okay, and they unlock it every quarter to sell to the banks and institutions. So there's those problems. Those problems have not been resolved. Okay, but if they can get more banks in and they can bring in more dApps, okay, and they start up this new ecosystem of dApps and tokens and DeFi and NFTs and everything else that all these other L1s have, right? Then, they'll put them in a pretty good spot. Now, there's one other thing that's left with XRP, and that is that lawsuit, okay? Ripple is still in a lawsuit with SEC. And Gary Gensler said he is still considering all options. He may appeal the decision. He hasn't done it yet. And this may be the reason why he hasn't done it yet, because he's out of money. he went to Congress today and asked for additional $72 million in funding. Why do you think he needs $72 million more funding? Because he probably wasted it all against Ripple and against everyone else that he has a lawsuit against, right? So Gary Gensler is based out of money, and it would shock the hell out of me if Congress gives him another, 70-something million when he just lost face against Ripple, right? So I don't know. So I don't think that appeal is going to happen, which would be good. And if they settle, even better, right? That will be better for Ripple overall. But it's kind of funny. It's kind of funny. You feel like the SEC, right? They just do whatever they want. The one thing that kind of limits them is, I guess, their budget. So he's out of money. So that's a good thing. That's a good thing. All right. Now, besides XRP and Gary Gensler, okay, what else happened today? What's going on with Bitcoin? Well, not a whole lot happened with Bitcoin. Bitcoin's kind of silent, but today there was a big earnings reveal, okay, and that was from Tesla. Tesla, which has been on a roll. Their deliveries keeps going up like 40% every year, right? They made more money than ever, yet they're getting pounded in the aftermarket because their profits are not as much as expected, even though their business went up by 46% year to year, which is absolutely fantastic, right? So that happens a lot. But what does that have to do with Tesla? People have noted that Tesla's Bitcoin holdings have not moved. It still is there, hundreds of millions, so that's quite a lot. And one thing that I think people forgot about is the fact that Elon said, okay, Tesla will set Bitcoin payments again once miners use 50% clean energy. This was said years ago. And I know he's busy, especially with Twitter now and everything else, right? But can this also be a catalyst? We knew that SEC losing the XRP case would be a catalyst. But I totally forgot that this could also be a catalyst if Tesla opens up Bitcoin payments once again. And guess what? Bitcoin mining is already using 50%, okay, of renewable energy. So this actually could be coming. Could be coming later this year. I'm hoping, okay, that Elon announces this because he hasn't done much with crypto recently. Not even with Doge. He hasn't talked about Doge at all, right? But maybe he's planning on something big, right? Maybe when he integrates crypto payments or comes out with an in-house DEX or something, a wallet, right? Maybe then he'll do something with Doge and then also announce this at the same time. It'll be absolutely fantastic, right? But overall, Bitcoin mining, a lot of states are pro Bitcoin mining. It helps states improve their power grid because it pulls in revenue and they have to upgrade their infrastructure. Overall, it's a net win. And despite the fact there are a lot of naysayers saying, well, Bitcoin mining takes up so much power, right? But no one goes after water heaters or space heaters or Christmas lights, right? People don't realize how much energy they take, and no one's going after them. No one's saying that we should ban space heaters or water heaters or dryers, right? So it's kind of silly if you think about that. Bitcoin mining takes a very, very, very small amount of the overall energy grid of the world, so, and in the US, so there's that. But anyways, that's another catalyst to look forward to, right? But overall, right now, we know that even though Bitcoin is kind of stagnant, kind of neutral, right? There's still a lot of great things about it. Fundamentals continue to get better and better and better and better. This one is net realized P&L, profit and loss, adjusted for market cap. Basically, what you need to take out of this graph is we're no longer in red. We have come out of crypto winter. We have started the next bull run. And whenever it turns green, generally it continues and goes and goes and goes and goes and goes, just like all these other graphs that I've shown you. And of course, the number of holders, number of supply being hodled and held continues to go upwards and upwards and upwards and upwards. So supply last active for 2+ years since 2021 is over 50%. over 50% of the supply has been held for 2 years, right? That's amazing. And that number goes up and up and up every single cycle, every single downturn, and then recovery. This number gets higher and higher and higher. So Bitcoin is very scarce as well. I can't emphasize that enough. It seems like there will be enough Bitcoin forever. That's simply not true. So stick with Bitcoin. Greater days are coming. All right, that's pretty much it. Lastly, today's DCA day. Today's DCA day. So I have that portfolio pulled up around $11,000. Overall, down about 27%, a little bit better than a week ago. So up about 4% last week, up about 14% last month, and up about 9% 3 months ago, and 6 months, 31%, right? So not back to normal, not back to even, but as we climb higher and higher and higher, I will show you and prove to you guys DCA, according to the schedule, you just keep doing it, will eventually lead to good things, all with no headaches, no trading, no guessing, right? You just stick with the schedule. That's why I'm doing it. But for this week, it's tough. It's tough. I'm really tempted, and I'm thinking I still should. There's that whenever I don't know what to do, I usually just put into Bitcoin or Ethereum, right? But now I'm thinking because XRP is doing so well recently, short term, I think I got to add a little more. XRP jumped up quite a lot here. It's now sitting at number 4 here, but, you know, I might be a little underweight in that. So, for this week, I don't know. This is our last 24 hours. It's a horrible time to be DCing into to be XRP right now, to be honest. You're supposed to DCA when things are low, right? Today, Optimism also went up 7%, which is pretty good. I did DCA into Arbitrum last time, which is up slightly. I also, I went to Avalanche and VeChain last time too. I haven't touched Solana or Cardano recently, and they both have done well. I don't know. Screw it. I'm going to degen, and I'm just going to put all of it into XRP. Because I think XRP is going to continue to do well for a while. So 100 divided by 0.8339, that equals roughly 120 Bitcoins. But, oh shoot, it logged out. Hold on. All right, XRP, add transaction, 120, boom. There you go. Being a little greedy, being a little degen this week, but I feel like XRP easily could hit $1 with this current run, could surpass it. I still remember the days of 2017 when it shot up to $4, right? I don't think it's the same thing this time around, but you know, I've seen crazy days with XRP, so I'm going with XRP this week. All right, let's do some Q&A. All right, let's see if I missed anything. Gambler Degen, Cardano or Flux, is Near Protocol overrated because of VCs? The second part, it's not overrated, but there are a ton of VCs that have invested, so they're kind of like a VC coin. Kind of like, that's why I call them like a mini Solana. As for Cardano or Flux, I don't know. That's a tough one. I would say Flux at this point. After knowing what they're trying to do, get into AI, being being a decentralized cloud provider that offers many benefits and at a cost is way cheaper than traditional cloud providers, they definitely have utility. I just don't think enough people know about them. Cadena definitely has potential, but it seems like these days there's too much fighting going on, and I don't know like about how many dApps they're bringing aboard. My goal, Ed says, my goal is 2 BTC. I got 1.83, converting 1,000 in E to buy BTC. Your thoughts? Well, there's nothing wrong with that goal. There's definitely nothing wrong. Once you have 1, then you go with 2. And once you have 2, you go for 3, right? Now, whether or not you should convert E to BTC, I don't know the rest of your portfolio. If you're heavy enough in BTC, then maybe not. If you have 50% of your portfolio in BTC, then I would say that's a good amount and you can be diversified with other things. But obviously, if you're not up there and you're very, very heavy into, say, ETH and others, then sure, why not, right? Does SOL still go down? Yes, of course. It's been down. It's been down for a very long time. It got a little boost after the XRP ruling because they were also sued. Not sued, but they were declared a security. But you can see last 30 days, Solana up 66%. But they're still much weaker than before. But yeah, they got some love. They got some love recently. You should have bought XLM. See, I'm still not sure about XLM. I would prefer XRP over XLM any day. I still don't know what XLM is actually doing. I'm going to do more research into them. But based on my prior history, research into them, they seem conflicted. They don't know if they're L1. They don't know if they're a payment system. They don't know if they should be in stable coins. They're trying to do everything. I think Jem and Caleb is trying to do everything with Stellar, but there's not one clear path. So I don't know like what they're really focused on, right? I think they just went up because people think that SEC is not going to sue them next, right? But yeah. Emmanuel says, I got a measly 10 ETH and 215,000 Doge. Would be nice to 10x. 10 ETH is not bad, man. You know, that's like $19,000, and then whatever you have in Doge, that's substantial. You do a 10x, which can happen, especially since you have so much Doge, right? You're I don't know how much Doge you have, maybe like $10. Like your 30,000 become 300,000, which is a lot. So don't be discouraged by that. People's portfolio, right, vastly changes between one person and another. Some people started out with more money. Some people start out with less money, right? It doesn't matter. As long as you're in the game. XRP Army. Thoughts on Sui? Sorry, I can't tell you anything about Sui other than they're trying really hard to bring dApps aboard. That's what they're concentrating on. They're trying to throw a lot of money around to get dApps aboard. Does the SEC ruling mean opportunities for Chili's? Do you see NBA teams adopting fan tokens? No, I don't. I don't think these sports teams really care about fan tokens. They just want some way to engage with their fans. I think NFTs are a better way to do it. I don't think the NBA wants all these team tokens and have people trade and counter trade them. Although, you know what, now that I think about it, may happen because the NBA does have a big deal with DraftKings or for FanDuel over gambling. Maybe they want to entertain that because that's more money, but in my opinion, I don't think they want to get into that space. Richard, 3 BTC, 7 ETH, 40,000 ADA. Should I add more alts to maximize gains for the next bull run? again, you could. There's nothing wrong with your portfolio. It may be too early to be adding a lot of alts at this point because we're definitely not in the tail end. Usually it's the tail end is when the alts really move. But up until then, BTC kind of still leads the way. So don't be too greedy in the alts. But I would say it wouldn't hurt to add more alts to your portfolio. That's for sure. Don't be asking about Pepe too. It's a pure money grab, right? Meme coins. You know, they come and go, pump and dump. Usually the people that get in early make all the money and they dump on the people that are holding the bags later on, right? So if you go play with meme coins, just know that. Don't be greedy about it. Even on the show, I brought up Pepe too when people were asking about it, and it went up to like 90 million in market cap, and I'm like, I'm telling you, just like Milady and just like what's the other one, Sneck, you know, they both reached 100 million, and then what? Boom, they went right back down, right? And I said it's probably gonna happen with Pepe too, and it did, right? With these meme coins, don't expect to hold them until they become the next Pepe. That rarely happens. What most likely is going to happen is you FOMO in, you hold too long, and then it crashes and you go lose a lot of money. That's what happens to 99% of the people that play with meme coins, right? So don't get fooled into thinking, oh, you know, the next one is going to be the next Pepe or the next Sheep. Rarely does that happen. It's hard enough to get one BTC and let alone 2 or 3. I mean, Michael, that's the reality. Yeah, I've said this before. Most people don't realize the weight, the gravity of Bitcoin at 30,000. You know, people just focus like, oh, it used to be 69,000. It's down, right? 30,000. How many Americans? How many people in the world? Forget Americans. Have 30,000 extra money in the bank to be able to take out and buy one Bitcoin? I would say less than 1% of the population of the world could do that now. Okay. People have money in their savings for retirement, right? But very little people have extra money to just pull out to buy one Bitcoin. So it's virtually impossible. But the easiest way to get there is to buy over time, DCA slowly, right? And that's how you could accumulate. And when things are down, you should actually cherish it and think about it as a buying opportunity, right? Rather than panic, most people will say, well, you know, when Bitcoin's down, I got to sell it. It's going to go down more. No, that's when you're supposed to be buying it, because you could buy it at a discount, right? Just like if you go to Target or whatever, you see a 50% clearance sign. You know, when Bitcoin's down, that's what it is. It's on clearance. Barry Harris says, I just saw a non-blockchain game that uses AI infused avatars that can converse in real time with their creators to plot in-game strategy. Anything happening like that in a blockchain gaming? No. That seems very sophisticated. No. I don't think anything's happening, although it probably just uses ChatGPT in some way. I have talked to a game maker that is using ChatGPT to kind of in real time change what your weapon looks like, the skin of your weapon. That's using AI, but it's a very light version, not anything near like what you just described. So yeah, it doesn't exist yet, but doesn't mean it won't. There'll be games like that in the future. For Gambler Degen, for kind of a meme coin, Doge, Sheep, or CRO. CRO is not a meme coin, so I don't know why you would throw that in there. A better a comparison would be Pepe. Doge, Sheep, or Pepe. If I was degenning right now, okay, and I had to buy one meme coin out of those three, I would probably put into Pepe because I think it has greater price movement and price potential versus Doge or Sheep. But in a bull market, I think they'll all do very well. Doge will start moving. Sheep will start moving. They have enormous amount of holders. right? And Pepe will probably start moving too. LimeWire coin. Sorry, I can't tell you anything about it. Thoughts on Tesla earning? I kind of briefly touched that today. I think it's silly. You know, Tesla has been doing really well. Their earnings was actually really good, but supposedly they fell because people are disappointed about their profits being a little bit lower, even though their revenue jumped up 46% year to year. What other manufacturer has revenue jump 40% year to year continuously every single year? None whatsoever, right? Their margins dropped to 9.6%. That means they're making 10% still per car or whatever they're selling. That's fantastic versus everyone else, right? But they're getting punished for it. So I think it's really silly. People will come to their senses eventually and realize that Tesla's just on an unstoppable roll right now, and the train has left the station. And when Cybertruck starts hitting the roads and everyone's driving Cybertrucks, it's gonna be fantastic. Yeah, and let's not forget everything else they're working on. Like eventually, if they do get FSD working, that alone is worth like trillions already, if you think about it. Is there an official air date for our next crypto gem? Yes. I don't know if it's been released. I think it has been, but it has been pushed back a little bit. It won't be July or August. It'll be in September. So there'll be more. There'll be more marketing around it, but mostly it's due to fall ratings. You know, for TV, usually fall ratings. That's what's important, right? So it's aligning with that. I mean, the show, yes, is catering to the crypto people, but it's really trying to draw in non-crypto people, right? It's trying to draw in people that are not crypto savvy and trying to get them involved and learn about projects in crypto overall. So that's why I think that decision was made. All right, guys. That's pretty much it. Overall, will XRP hit $40 by the end of year? No, it won't. Will it hit $40 ever in history? Maybe someday, but yeah, I think XRP is going to continue to go up. I'll be very happy to see it at $1.70 by the end of the year and $6 by the end of 2025, but who knows? FOMO hardly hit yet, but it is still doing very well. And also for Bitcoin, it's still doing well. Fundamentals are still growing and improving, so don't discount Bitcoin yet either. Is Fed now launching with XRP tomorrow? No. It's not. It has nothing to do with XRP, so I don't know what you're talking about. But what is the future of internet computer? Are you talking about ICP or just internet in general? I'm not a fan of ICP. Never have been and probably never will, so I don't know if that's what you're asking about. All right, guys. Have a good night, and I'll see you guys tomorrow, 8:30 a.m. Central Standard Time. Have a good one. Take care. Bye-bye.
What do you think about Ripple?
Well, I mean, I think it's too centralized, but I definitely want to meet Chris Larson.